welcome y'all in, welcome y'all in. So this is my 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time session for Divine Masculine. I got 5 more days here, y'all. I kind of missed yesterday. I had a scheduled doctor's appointment that I forgot all about. And then High Priestess reminded me, and then she had scheduled it for me actually. So I had to go see the doctor, you know, get checked out. So my chart looking lovely, so I'm grateful for that. And I'm back here today. So we're gonna jump into this divine masculine energy, right? I'm gonna play a little bit, just get the ancestors lit with me, you know. I'm gonna play that favorite, right? So this should resonate with you if you tapped in with your ancestors. All of them seem to love it. I tell everybody, when you hear that right there, that be them stepping in. So let's go. All right, tribe. I'm been a little sore. So we're going to get right into this divine masculine energy reading so I can get on with the day. I got downloads, so before we get started, I'm going to get with these downloads. Okay. First, so if you are masculine, this is definitely tailor-made for you. Or a woman in masculine energy, this could resonate. And if you're a woman and you find yourself drawn here, maybe drag your man over here. Maybe he can get something. Or maybe a male that you're trying to reach. Nevertheless, 1, can't never could. So why associate with can't? Can't never could. So why associate with can't, right? So this is a person I'm speaking to, and maybe your block is that you always tend towards, you know, you lean towards saying what you can't do. It's always about, I can't, or I can't, right? Well, too much association with can't never could. So why stay there with that? Like saying I can't is like a bonding spell within its own. It don't even take you to go under the moon or nothing. Right? If you keep saying you can't and you're around people who say you can't and you associate with the energy of can't, you'll never be able to, because can't never could. All right. And number 2, divine masculine. The need to be in control brings in the blockage moving forward. Also, the need to be in control is the access portal for doubt to enter in. The need to be in control. See, the need to be in control, it causes blockages because you won't move forward unless you feel like you're in control of the situation. But see, God is in control. So the sooner that we realize that God is in control, we could stop half the blockages right there. Boom, they be gone. Why? Because as a masculine, I know about the need to feel like you're in control. Definitely, I can identify with it. So I'm trying to help somebody, right? The minute that you resonate with God being in control I'm talking about not on a subterranean level. I'm talking about on a very real, in real time level, right? When you can associate with God being in control, then you can render the need to be in control, because as long as you need to be in control, you're going to stop yourself from moving forward, particularly in areas of the unknown, because you're not going to see where you can hold the reins. And when you can't hold the reins and you can't really be in control, it's going to create a blockage. And you know, moreover, the need to be in control, it becomes an access portal for doubt to creep into your energy. Why? Because you can't see. And without you being able to see, you feel like you can't control it. And if you can't control it, you're going to feel like it's not going to work. You see how doubt come in? Peace, Ra. You see how doubt creeps right in? It's a portal. So the need to be in control is a nasty energy, right? I have contended with that energy a majority of my life. You know, I came up at an early age having to look out for myself, right? So, of course, you know, I naturally developed the instinct, you know, to be in control. And then as a youth early on, I kind of took on a study. I studied with the 5%ers, Clarence 13X, and they put a lot of emphasis on being the sole controller of the universe. They broke down the symmetrics of it, right? And once I really got an understanding, right, I wasn't really aware like I am now, but I was made aware early just how much control we do have, right? Because you know, I don't want you to walk away and be like, well, I should conduct my life like I'm out of control. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it gotta be balanced. Like you know, you control what God has given you to control. Anything other than that is out of your control. Particularly in relationships, right? I'm a swing past there real quick. Open up the door, talk right there on that section. In relationships, divine masculine, if you in a union with a divine feminine, you really gotta, like me, you really gotta stand down. Because God, you really had to realize that God is in control, right? Because God is working in your life and God is working in their life. And see, when you are divine masculine and you end with divine feminine, it's not confounded by the laws of this American society where it says the man is the head. Let me keep it real with you, bruh. In the spirit realm, sometimes we had to walk behind the woman. Look at it, like even when you look in holy churches, right? It don't be the male pastor with the power. It be the women. It be the mothers, right? Even the Bible says it about the power of the mothers. Like it says, when somebody is sick and disoriented, you bring them to the mothers, right? So it's a need for my masculine to understand, and in a matter of divine feminine, you gotta let God fully be in control of that, right? Because a lot of times they gonna veer off in their own emotions, right? and you're not gonna be able to see the work that God is doing on them. They need to learn their own lessons, right? And I got a download about that too. I'm gonna get to it, but just remember, God is in there. So when God is in there, you gotta let Him be in control of it, right? And release the need to be in control. It's holding a lot of us up. It held me up for years. I wouldn't move if I felt as though I couldn't. You know, if I couldn't hold sway over what was happening, I wasn't really too quick to get involved in it because I felt like, I was taught, like, well, shit, I gotta soul control this thing out, like, But I've learned that it creates blockages. Okay, number 3, masculine. I'm sorry. When navigating the energy of empathy, masculine, it's empathy is such a big energy, you got to navigate in it, right? Now I'm going to help you. When navigating the energy of empathy, try not to inhabit the emotions of others, divine masculine, right? It's imperative that we learn this, right? Now, as an empathetic masculine, that covers a lot of ground. Real King of Cups energy, right? Now, the empathetic masculine, we have a tendency of being so empathetic that we start inhabiting the emotions of other people, right? No. Wrong move, right? I don't care who feel what way, right? You got to stay focused on your emotion. Even though the empathy could be leading you, I've been through it. It's like I done been to where as though I allowed myself to literally feel what other people are going through, to a degree where often the time even made me sick one time. I actually shared the sickness of another person because I wasn't navigating empathy right. I was like, well, in order for me to understand this, I'm gonna have to inhabit the emotions of this person. Don't do that, you can get stuck there, right? Differentiate your emotions from the emotions of the next person. And when you're dealing with divine feminine and you're dealing with relationships, right? The way that she feels, right? If she's unhappy, right? Masculine, it's not on you to provide her happiness. You can't. You're going to breed resentment. If she unhappy, but happiness is available, you got to let her find her way to happiness. You can't make somebody be happy. Period. They got to want to be happy, right? And if you allow people to make you unhappy because they unhappy, you effectively inhabiting the emotions of other people. It shouldn't never get to that point. Like, and if you in a true union and a person is unhappy, it's probably temporal, right? So they have their reasons. It's not for you to share that emotion with them. Somebody got to be strong when somebody's weak, right? So like, what you want to do is you want to definitely, know who you are, know thyself, and know where your emotions are, so that when somebody else's emotions come and you being empathetic, you can really fight or push back away from the pull, right? Because it doesn't behoove us to allow people's emotions to suck us in. We divine masculine, right? That is not the way that shouldn't be your modus operandi as a masculine. Like, it's different for the feminine. The divine feminine can process these types of things, right? Us not so well. So you gotta be strong and of good courage, right? Like Joshua. If you be strong enough, good courage, and you be focused on you got then you God put you in a position where you could pull somebody else out of that negative emotion and cause them to rise higher. But coming out of where you at and going down, right? You get trapped there. You, like I said, you can begin to inhabit the emotions of other people, and that's not the wise way to navigate the realm of empathy, right? Use understanding, right? I'm not going to say use logic, because sometimes logic and empathy just don't go together. Things don't even make no type of sense, right? But use wisdom and caution, right? Be strong and of good courage, masculine, and use wisdom and caution when you navigating your empathy, right? I got a big heart, so I know I stand in reason that what I'm saying is true. I've tried to inhabit the emotions of other people, and quite a few times it set me back too far in there, right? Okay. Number 4, and this is pretty direct, divine masculine. If you didn't cause the resentment in divine feminine, don't take responsibility for it. Don't answer to it. Go higher. Authenticity and love can fix what may be broken by way of resentment. Now that's a deep download, so I'm going to break it down. Divine masculine. If you're moving in, authentic energy, you're moving in your truth, and let's say you link up, God bless you. So now you're in a union with divine feminine. If divine feminine come to the union and she has resentment that you didn't cause, it's not your responsibility to move it. It's not your duty to answer for it or to it. You didn't put it there and you didn't cause it. And see, a lot of us, that's what happens. Like, it caused you to lower your vibration, right? If divine feminine is affected by a negative emotion like resentment, Spirit says, go higher, right? You go higher, it can remove the resentment. Because, let's be honest, we all been scarred in certain ways, right? So resentment is definitely a key factor with a lot of divine feminine energies. Because, they've been through so much to reach their divinity that they do have a certain resentment for, masculine in a way. The negative aspects, like, let's be real. We real over here. We keep it real. But I say again, divine masculine, if you didn't cause the resentment, then you're not responsible. You're not responsible for it, and you don't have to answer to it or for it. All you have to do is go higher. Move authentically, right? If you're moving in your authentic self and you moving in your truth, Spirit says everything that's broken by way of resentment, it can be fixed. Why? Because now divine feminine can begin to look at you, right? And she can begin to understand levels of divine masculine. See, it's layers to divine masculine. And I know we live in a world where a lot of divine feminines, they woke up, but it's time for us to wake up now, masculine, because it's so many ethereal layers to you that they don't know about. Why you think it's so many women with so many women, right? There's so many. Why you think it's so much of that? I'm talking about in the collective energy, right? It's because a lot of time men, divine masculines, haven't reached the level of divinity where it shows a level. So divine feminine, they stuck with what they know. But once you start leveling up masculine, you show layers of yourself, right? That removes the resentment in divine feminine. I'm telling you, remember they said in the Bible, love covers a multitude of sin. This is one of them type of energies where if you moving in the energy of love and authenticity, and you dealing with a woman that got resentment in her from the last relationship, that she might have to grab hold of something else in regards to you, because that resentment from the last relationship, it won't cling to your energy. You can't be charged with it energetically. So don't answer to it. Don't take responsibility. Right? It's like, I feel it's safe to say, yeah, be there to fix what's broken, Be there to fix what's broken, masculine. But in the same token, You don't have to take responsibility for it being broken. And you don't have to answer for it being broken or being there, because you moving above that. All right, last but not least, Spirit says, divine masculine, take accountability for one's own action. That's the prerequisite right there. Forget everything else that's going on in your life right now. Are you willing to take accountability for your own actions? Because that right there, that's going to bring in a whole nother perspective, right? We're talking about layers of divine masculine. I feel I need to make a missive called Peeling Back the Kundalini, right? for my divine masculine, because I'm starting to see a lot of brothers that's woke now, right? And I'm seeing layers of I'm seeing reflections, right? As I move throughout society as we know it, I'm seeing powerful masculines, right? Some of them are good and some of them are evil. But I'm starting to see powerful divine masculine, right? Now, with that, it comes the responsibility of accountability for your own actions. Don't worry about what nobody else doing. Worry about what you doing, right? Like I said, render the need for control, because maybe you're in a relationship and you worried about what they doing. But you should be worried about what you doing. You know, you should get to a place in any relationship where no matter what you do, it's not going to affect me to the point where as though it's going to separate me from what Spirit gave me. That's how everybody should be moving. That's the only way to have a real union. See, it got to be that much reverence for a greater power in that, right? Me and High Priestess, we have rough times, but you know how we work? God in there. Sometimes we get on each other's nerves real bad, right? But the respect level is very high, right? So, and it's not me moving forward and her moving forward. It's not predicated upon how that one feel, how she feel, or how I feel. We connected to a source that's greater. So yeah, we benefit off of one another's energy, but neither one of us sit back and try to control the other person's energy. That's taking God out of it. That's how unions fail. When, like I said, masculine, at the beginning, the need for control, the need to have control. Okay, so that was it. Now I'm gonna tap in with wow, some old writings. So I'm gonna just tap in real quick with a 3-card spread, and I'm gonna clarify with the Akashic Record Oracle, and then I'm gonna get out this energy. Hey, hey. There goes my baby. There she go. There she go. There she go. It is. It's gonna,
hey y'all, hey.
It's gonna be musty today out here.
It's sticky. My little brown skin is sticky, okay?
Brown skin. You know I love my brown skin. I can't tell where mine's in and yours begins. Brown skin.
Have a good day, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
She about to hop on here.
A little bit.
Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands to the 3 of Cups. Divine Goddess said, hi. Queen of Cups. All right, let me clarify this. Akashic Oracle. Yep. All right, let's start right here. You got the Ace of Wands to the skills and talents. So, masculine. You know, like I said, I was just speaking about masculine being tapped in and masculine leveling up. And then we got the Ace of Wands to the skills and talents. So you could be perfecting your magic, right? It doesn't have to be about a spell work or a spell book, right? It could just be getting your lifestyle together, right? That's perfecting your magic, right? Cutting back on some things, right? All of these are by way of perfecting your magic. Ace of Wands to the skills and talent. It suggests to me that you are a doer, right? You know how, thank you. The energy of the Bible says, be faithful hearers and doers of the word of God, right? Well, Ace of Wands to the skills and talents is very much a doer. As I said, you could be perfecting your magic. Somebody could be working with the energies, right? I'm hearing Papa Legba. I'm hearing Perun, even Anubis and Ptah. So you could be working with the energies, right? Even Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Ace of Wands to the skills and talents, or law, right? I just feel like you're working with a higher power. Everyone has unique skills and talents. Discover where you shine and work to improve. Create value with your skills. Let your talent shine and you'll become a better version of yourself. So indeed, you know, like I said, perfecting your magic, perfecting your craft, being a faithful and diligent service. Ace of Wands, new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, potential beginnings, new opportunity, growth. Somebody say masculine, divine masculine, right? That's what I feel. This is divine masculine energy. This is a doer. You know, the feminine is to receive. Did you know to receive is feminine, right? To give is masculine. To move out, that fire that you strike out with, Ace of Wands, I'm loving it for you. Continue to perfect your magic, masculine. Like everything is not going to be perfect. Like I was speaking in the download, continue to navigate your empathy, right? And don't inhabit the emotions of other people. It's not a requirement, right? It'll make you sick. It can. It can make you physically sick. For somebody said I'm echoing. Okay. It can make you physically sick, divine masculine, when you inhabit the emotions of others. So let your skills and talents speak for itself. We got this 3 of Cups out here, so somebody's being celebrated. Take a chance. It's time to step outside your comfort zone. The world is waiting for you to take a chance. When you do, you will be rewarded with newfound confidence, and enthusiasm will begin to attract new results. And you know why I love that? Let me go back to the download at the beginning. Listen to the download at the beginning. This was the download. This was the second download was the need to be in control becomes a blockage moving forward, right? And it says that the world is waiting for you to take a chance. It's time to step outside of your comfort zone. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit gonna back me up every time, right? So that's it right there, right? You being celebrated. Maybe you already did that. Maybe you are divine masculine and you out here moving in the energy of the unknown. Full power, right? Full throttle. You knowing that God is able. That kind of energy. From the old church where you just moving around in the world like God is able. No, I don't know everything, but I'm out here. I'm divine masculine, right? And that's how we got to get in it. Trust me, y'all, when I first started this as a masculine, I used to have a whole bunch of feminine energies looking at me like, well, what does he think he's doing, right? I'm talking about ancestors and everybody, right? But see, my great Grammy named Alice, boy, she was a shaman, right? When I started having contact with Mary and Alice, as well as my grandmother Ruth, she was an Eastern Star, my great grandmother, right? These are my great grandmothers. They gave me the energy because they knew I would be responsible with it, right? So I don't look for authorization. We divine masculine. We fully authorized. Vicegerency was given to us. Study the Quran. Quran, Allah gave masculine the title of vicegerent, right? That's ruler. We are the rulers, right? What you looking for validation from somebody for? Masculine? The validation is within you. All you gotta do is go in there and connect with your people, connect with God, connect with your ancestors. You're gonna see what it is that's for you. Much more. You know, the Bible speaks about the energy of the mothers, right? And it says that when you sick and afflicted, you go to the mothers. But you know what the Bible says about masculine? It says when men pray, it call down an energy from heaven instantly. It fall. That's ranking masculine. That doesn't need authorization. That speaks of praying and something happening, right? So my masculine, you realize that. Take a chance, right? Maybe you took it already and you're being celebrated for it. It says celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, and happiness. I feel this for myself. And I hope I feel this for you as well, right? I know that I'm being celebrated. I ain't worried about what nobody got to say about me. I'm celebrated in the ethers. I feel it in my spirit. My health is increased. Nothing is failing. I'm at the age I'm at. I went to the doctor yesterday, and it was crazy because my doctor ran all the labs and everything, and she came back and she said, I think we got a mistake. How old are you again? And I told her my age, and she was like, and she sent me a message through my chart today, and she said, everything is good and normal. Continue to have a healthy lifestyle. And I realized that if I never took a chance, that wouldn't be the case. Because I can tell you, all but 2 years ago, that wasn't the case. I was in a place where I was headed to hell or hellish conditions, right? Or karmic debt. A bad place in the yamas. The yamas is the afterlife. If you ever hear me and High Priestess say the yamas, that's old knowledge. That's forgotten knowledge. The yamas is a place where the souls of men reside, right? It's a soulish place. Spiritual souls. Very few whole spirits in the yamas. They are displaced souls in the yamas. A lot of prisoners and authorities, right? Let's just say that. So I'm being celebrated, and I feel like you are too. And it's a collaboration. I'm loving this, right? Because see, some of you are in a union that consists of an ancestral collaboration. What am I saying? Yeah, maybe you with somebody, and I feel this strong, and your ancestors and their ancestors, they got together and they decided, all right, we need to get them two together, right? I'm feeling like somebody you in a union like that, where the ancestors had to determine this, like they had to collaborate. So you got double protection in your life. You got protection from their people. You got protection from your people. And your people and they people love y'all together. The only ones that got a problem with y'all being together is the foul spirits, the foul people, and the negative aspects of you two. I feel that. Like, I really feel that very strong. Like, what is it? Look, the ancestors, there they go. Thank you, Spirit. I know that to be so wholesome, right? Somebody you in a union, again, where you got double protection. You got their ancestors pulling for you. You got your own ancestors pulling for you. You got God in there. So what's the negativity? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the evil spirits that don't want to see you this work, that work. It's the foul energies. It's always the generational things, bangful things, right? And the people that create the narratives. to tear y'all apart. But the number one thing is the shit that's inside of y'all that need to be worked out. Because everything else is a collaboration in the three cups. So somebody, you gotta take a chance on your union. You gotta take a chance on believing in something. If God brought somebody your way, right? Don't look at them funny. Learn how to reverence them, right? Me and high priests, we had to work a lot out. We come from the same place, but two parallel aspects of life, right? So we had weird ways to one another. But you know, you had to come to a realization that I'm not better than this person. And then that person has to come to a realization that I'm not better than this person. See, the only time divine unions have problems is when somebody decide they want to step outside their divinity and they want much more than what God has given. That's when the problem arises. And see, it's always people to draw you out. If you ever notice, the people that stand by and speak into divine unions negatively, they don't have shit normally, right? Because the ones that do, they understand the complete dynamic of it and they'll tell you about it like I'm telling you about it. So beware of those people that send energies, right? And then we got the Queen of Cups is the last pull, and that's going to be clarified by understanding. And I love it. I absolutely love it, right? The Queen of Cups for my divine masculine, that energy looks like comfort, compassion, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, caring. What am I saying? Divine masculine spirit is calling you to the Queen of Cups. You have to be more understanding. You have to show more compassion, right? But you know one thing that really sticks out? Stable intuition. Intuitively stable. Because without that, you a minnow in a pool of sharks with divine feminine. If you don't have a stable intuition, you'll never read divine feminine. It's too many spirits moving with divine feminine, divine masculine. The minute you lean out into your own understanding about divine feminine, you're going to get spent. You won't have understanding. The only way to truly understand the dynamic, divine masculine, is to move into the Queen of Cups energy. It's a feminine energy, right? But the masculine needs it to connect. Queen of Cups, highly intuitive, right? I've been in Queen of Cups energy a lot. When a spiritual enemy come against my union, I go in Queen of Cups energy. Stable intuition. I can see what's going on in there. When I connect to my feminine energy, ain't much you can get past me. I can read from there, right? So Spirit saying you gotta learn how to shift, like, because you know you might be in the King of Pentacles energy. That's rather hard, durable, all seasons. But what happens when a problem arises and divine feminine needs you to be able to step in the Queen of Cups energy to bring an understanding out of it? It's not a bad thing, y'all, masculine. It's about a balance. Did you know that the essence of the word deity is she and me? I'm going to give you one deeper. One of the first utterances of the Most High was a word, and that word was Abayun, right? Abayun. You know what Abayun means? It means both aspects of the Most High, feminine and masculine. That was one of the first utterances, Abayun, right? Abayun meant the God man, the God woman, exemplified together. Abayun, right? It's meant to go together. Did you know the essence of deity is she and him? She and me balanced out by chemistry. So what am I saying? You call yourself a divine masculine, right? The squirrel's having a ball back there. If you call yourself a divine masculine, then what happens to the she in you? You got to be able to go in the Queen of Cups energy. If you're not, then you haven't reached the level of divinity yet, where you can be considered a divine masculine. Because walking around in masculine energy all day ain't gonna get it. It never will. Understanding is key to getting inside of another person's head. Everyone has his or her own story or situation. Trying to look at things from the other person's point of view can reduce conflict and enhance relationships. And what did I say in the download? Thank you, Spirit. I said, when navigating the energy of empathy, divine masculine, try not to inhabit the emotions of others, right? And this card is saying, don't inhabit it, but be able to see it. I got to be able to stand over here and look at it. Like, I got to be able to see it the way that she sees it. She has to be able to see it the way that I see it, or understanding won't be brought. If we only can see out of our own aspect from where we standing, you're going to bump heads. So I feel like trying to look at things from the other person's point of view can reduce conflict and enhance relationships, right? So the cards are speaking to you, masculine, right? Now there's a need to definitely find this Queen of Cups energy. You got to be compassionate. You got to comfort. When you get to arguing, or it gets to the place where you want to argue, then we got to try to be calm. Even if you lose it, get back to calm. Try to get back to calm. It's a series. It's a series of processions, right? And your character. It's not something that happens overnight. Like I said, it's a series of processions in your character. See, character flaws, they're not easy to deal with. You just got to be persistent with them. When you raise up and you get angry, try your hardest to run back to the energy of calmness, right? Because out of calmness, you can breed, actually bring positivity out of a negative situation just by being calm. It's like you ever wrung a rag out. You ever got a rag and it looked like it wasn't wet, but then when you wring it, the water come out? That's the same thing with negativity and calmness. Like when you in a negative aspect and you raise up, if you run back to calmness, it's like wringing water out the rag. Like you will wring some positivity right out the negativity. Because evil can't contend with a calm mind. A calm masculine. That's why you think the devil always tried to get a reaction. For every attack, it was always the devil trying to stir a reaction, right? Because the reaction, it causes you not to be calm. Think about how Jesus spoke to the devil in the wilderness. He was calm. The devil told him, "Yay, Jesus. You say you Jesus, right? All right, well, make these stones turn into bread. You've been out here 40 days. I know you hungry." And you know what Jesus said? It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. That's calm energy, right? Not only is it calm energy, right? It's ancestral energy. See, and that's what we need to answer evil with sometime. What the ancestors already said about it. See, Jesus, when the devil tempted him them 3 strong times, Jesus could have said anything, but he didn't. He just said what was already written. That's real calm, ain't it? That's super calm. Think about it. I'm saying you've been down 40 days. Bible say the man ain't eat nothing. And here come the tempter and hit him with the heaviest temptation. And it says that Christ said, it is written. He ain't get hysterical. Why? It's already written. And, you know, I find that to be relevant. And one of the reasons why Christ may have used what was already written is because the devil was already defeated by what was already written. So it already proved a formidable weapon. So why not use it again? I don't even know it need to go in my bag. Same way with you, masculine. Stop trying to go in a bag of new tricks to fight the devil. Use the ones that's already written. Be calm. Because sometimes that's what the devil do. Come in to get a reaction. That way when you start doing things, you're not calm. Spirit said, do like Jesus did. Give him what was already written. All right, let me pluck one more card before I get out of here. Make a change, right? I don't know why Michael Jackson song came to my head. Make a change. So Spirit says, start with the man in the mirror, right? Like Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, dude. I'm asking him to change his ways, right? Mike Jackson. Make a change. It's going to feel real good, right? So there are some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again. Until you're tired and restrained beyond depression, it takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. All right? So with that being said, continue moving forward, masculine. I pray that you got something out of this, right? If nothing more than how to deal with yourself in a more peaceful and constructive way for you and those around you. Because we set the tempo, masculine, right? You know, divine feminine, they here and their work is cut out for them. So it's about time we be about our work. And see, our work has always been a more strenuous load. That's why a lot of us don't want to step up to the plate. Ain't no more living in, you're a divine masculine, right? You got to step up. You can't live under the shielding of divine feminine. You got to come out and be who you is, masculine. Begin to teach. Begin to walk above. Begin to focus on the intangibles, right? And stop looking for it to come from divine feminine, right? I'm hearing Spirit say every time somebody needs some metaphysical work, you looking at divine feminine. You got the power in you, masculine. Time you step up, my inbox is open. Particularly been connecting with some masculines that have went through baneful spell work. So if you feel like it's been a hex on your life, and you need help with it, you need some advice about it, I'm your guy, right? And you let other masculines know that too, right? I'm the guy that speak against that. Because see, a lot of my masculines, you so disconnected that you in fear of witches and all of that. Listen, we don't fear none of that. Not in the sense, it's a way around all of that. And it don't require you to go in and become your enemy neither. If somebody done something to you, okay, it's another way to go about it. Don't let nobody convince you going to war with that. That's not wise. All you doing is sending spirits back and forth, tearing up people's lives, yours and theirs. It's not good to do spiritual warfare with spell work. It's not. It's not organic warfare, right? You want to do warfare with spirit, let it be organic, right? Have a true connection and a lifestyle with the Most High. Honor your ancestors for real and see them honor you. A lot of my masculines, you suffering from certain spells because you simply won't acknowledge your ancestors, so they're not going to acknowledge you. Powerful ancestors, right? When you got powerful ancestors and them witches go in and they put the Huckam Shundu on you, they do that because they know you got powerful ancestors. And they know that your ancestors can't defend you unless you invite them to. So it's time for somebody to stop getting beat up. Inbox me. Learn how to light a candle. Learn how to establish ancestral contact. Is a real thing. Stop looking at this channel thinking that is a play toy or is a game, masculine. It's not no game. I've been doing the work. Really doing the work. I see. I was given all I need to be had for me to do what I gotta do. God is backing me. My ancestors with me. It's time for masculine to stop walking blindly into the slaughter, right? Put down some of the intoxicants. Take your faith out of the blickies, right? Stop having faith in the blicky. I can tell you something about when you got faith in the blicky, you drawing spirits to you. When you walk around with the blick on you, you know, I was working in my city for nonprofit. I was actually what's called a violence interrupter, right? I was a person, I worked for an organization, and we used to go out in the street, nonprofit, and we used to basically try to stop people from having beefs. You know, a lot of us was already kind of situated in the street, so we was able to make that work for us for a good thing. Well, and so, doing that, you know, I realized that some things, y'all, it take a level of spirit to move them that a lot of other people, they just may not understand it or they may not believe in it. But for us as masculines, I will just say we got the ability to affect a lot and shift a lot. Like where divine feminine can't, we can. Because it's given as a vicegerent. It's not about a magic play. It's not. It's about organic power. True spiritual warfare. Two people burning candles using the elements of nature to send spirits. That shit is not warfare. That's goofiness. Organic warfare is when you link up with source and you do real warfare. Not this shit that's going on. We don't throw magic. Divine masculine, we is the magic. We supposed to be vicegerents, defenders of the universe and the people therein. So stop being scared of all of this shit that witches are doing, right? Stop being fascinated with it and all of that, right? And stop laying down with demons. Lastly, Spirit want me to say that. Stop laying down with demons. Because when you lay down with Jezebel or certain aspects of Lilith, right, you're in a losing situation already. I said certain aspects of Lilith because not every aspect of Lilith is bad, right? Lilith is actually the most dominant woman in spiritual literature. She had a multifaceted personality. Lilith could navigate the masculine very well. Lilith also had a lot of resentment for the masculine. And it's a lot of other deities like that. Nana Baluku was one. Nana Baluku was Aunt Orisha. She carried a masculine energy. She actually put Ogun on the run a few times. He was quite afraid of Nana Baluku, right? But nevertheless, the masculine is here to defend the collective. So let's raise up in our power, y'all, right? And let's take the bad tag off of divine feminine, right? You know what a witch was? At one point in time, if I told you was a witch, that meant you was a healer. Don't let the Americans chop and screw you. Just because a woman is spiritual, that woman ain't evil, man. The evil in you, masculine. There's some evil witches, but there's some white ones and some gray ones too. And you got to give everybody benefit of the doubt, masculine, right? Stop engaging in this hate mail. Disengage from that. Disassociate with that. Step into your own aura, right? Begin to understand the magic that's around you and others. Stop knocking everything, right? Because I see somebody that's intoxicated, a masculine, that stays intoxicated, smoking and drinking, and pointing his finger and calling somebody, she a witch over there with her evil ass. But think about it. I want you to really weigh this up, masculine. Who really doing the witchery? You know, we can't do those things. We gotta leave that alone. Like, stop doing that. Stop classifying people as something that they not. It's better to realize you don't understand what's going on. If you still drunk every day and you still smoked out every day without no balance every day, then you don't know what's going on every day. Because if you start tapping in, you'll be able to feel who's good and who's bad. You'll be able to feel which women are here to save and which women are here to destroy. You'll be able to connect with divine feminine energy. When I'm out and about, I connect with divine feminine all the time. It's beautiful there. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And I hold my loyalty and respect for my own divine feminine. And I'm able to connect all around the world on every aspect. We got friends from Vietnam and all of that. We connect with them, right? Change your perception, masculine. That was your reading. I pray that it resonated. If you'd like to support the channel in any way and be a blessing, the Cash App is on the page. It's Elemental, $ Elemental Being 23 at Cash App. And other than that, I love you all. God bless.